Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to Game 2 in a Best of 5 series being played between E.G. Machine, he is the pink Zerg up here in the top left corner of Tal'Darim Altar, the GSL version, and Root drewbie is his opponent once again. He's the red Terran down in the bottom right corner. And one thing that I do know of a possible difference, yeah, I believe the latter edition of Tal'Darim Altar actually has destructible rocks in front of this third expansion, which only has a Vespene Geyser and 5 mineral patches. That is a weak expansion, but on the latter edition there is a destructible rock there. Not the case here for the TSL GSL version of this map. I figured I'd just make the map list easy, do something that is widely agreed to be very balanced maps, and that is the TSL3 map pool. Thanks to TeamLiquid.net for coming up with that awesome map pool in the first place. But right now, Game 2, like I said, drewbie is leading currently 1-0 after winning that first one on Crevasse. They were at vertical positions, now we've got cross positions, and I actually did cast a fairly epic PvZ on this map recently with Root Dodoro, drewbie's teammate, an FXO T-gun that you can see on my channel, youtube.com/AskJoshy, and hopefully this game, also on cross positions, will be just as epic. I saw basically every unit that those two races could build, and maybe this time we'll get to see some Ghosts and Battle Cruisers versus Broodlords and Ultras. Who knows? Hopefully these guys will mix it up a little bit, give us a little bit of a show, but drewbie looks like he is ready to expand already, not building a supply depot, not even, oh wait, he did build a supply depot, not building a barracks I should say, and just saving up, cranking out his 1 SCV at a time, waiting to hit 400 minerals, and actually grabbing another fistful here before building his command center. Nope, still keeping 1 SCV at a time. So he does not want to fall behind in actual harvester count. But there goes that command center at the natural very quickly at only 15. Machine doing the same sort of thing here. Hatch first, followed by a spawning pool. Not surprising at all. That's a very macro-oriented Zerg build order that everyone who plays Zerg should be familiar with. Hatch first, then pool. The other very common Zerg build that we see a lot that... who was doing it recently? Someone kept going. Oh, it was Morrow. Morrow kept going gas first so that he could get his speedlings as soon as that spawning pool was done. But that was against a Protoss opponent, so not really applicable here. That was against MC in the Copenhagen games. But either way, back to this series. I get on a little bit of a tangent sometimes. Let's actually put up the player names as well so you can see their supply counts and all that good stuff. Machine is going to be scouting drewbie finally. It looks like he did check that bottom left position first, or perhaps even that top right position. Didn't find anything. He is going to see this expand first, barracks build, like we just saw on Crevasse. So Machine might need to actually pull out something a little bit different this time. Maybe we'll see some Infestors. Baneling, Speedling, Infestor can actually be really good against that Tank Marine setup if you can hit some nice Fungals and some nice Baneling blasts. Mutalisks. Terran players are basically prepared for Mutalisks now. I mean, drewbie had turrets up. He had +1 upgrades already on a lot of Marines. He had 9 racks total by the time Machine even showed up with his first 5 mutas. So if Machine switches it up a little bit, maybe does some Nidus play. This map is extremely large, and a Nidus Worm could really shake things up. And a Nidus Worm way over here by this plausible 3rd or 4th base up into the main could be very difficult for drewbie to deal with. I love seeing play like that, and one Zerg player that you can keep your eye on for something like that would be Spanishiwa, who's been playing on the V for the last couple of weeks, and he will be playing again this Friday night against Fnatic Kawhi Rice, who is very well known for having a great TVZ, so keep your eyes peeled for that one again on Friday night. This show match is going to be for $50. It's just first to 3 wins $50. Very simple concept. The sponsor is just a stream viewer who's a big fan of drewbie and wanted us to set up some nice matches for him. So last week we had EG Axlav. This week we have his teammate EG Machine. Axlav did win that series 3-1. If you didn't get a chance to watch it last week, those VODs are up on my channel. Sorry if I just spoiled it and you wanted to watch, but the games are still pretty good. Machine should actually probably expanding. Oh, he actually already beat me to it, but he is taking the sort of wimpy expansion that I pointed out earlier. Vespene Geyser, only 5 mineral patches. He probably would be just fine building it back here with the 8 mineral patches and the 2 Vespene Geysers, since it is sort of actually really far away from drewbie's base. Drewbie is sending an SCV of his own to check all these other locations, it looks like, or just headed to a Xel'Naga Tower. I could be wrong, but Machine has eyes on this 4th base here for drewbie. Nothing really happening over here. Not looking like he's going to expand. He's dropping a double engineering bay right now, though, off of 3 barracks. I haven't seen a factory built yet either, so he is planning to expand somewhere with this double engineering bay going up, and a lot of bio, which I think is quite interesting. This SCV is going to crawl right up into this natural again of machine and scoot past that drone and queen combination into the main. Not going to find anything, though, as all the tech that machine has actually is just a spawning pool. Now starting that lair after that SCV dies. He's still working off of only 2 gas despite having 3 hatcheries up. Kind of interesting there. Not sure what he's going to be transitioning to. Infestors, of course, would require a lot more gas than he's been harvesting, so we might not be so lucky to see some awesome fungal growths here. Who knows? He's still got time. Roach Warren going up now, 10 more drones popping out. I did not see a Baneling nest anywhere for Machine, so it looks like he is mixing up his strategy just a little bit in that regard. Does he have Zergling speed even? Doesn't look like those little guys have wings. Oh, it's about to finish. Okay, so at least he is getting Zergling speed, and there's that Baneling nest off to the right side of that lair that's going to finish up. So maybe he is just sticking to a build that he knows and loves, getting those Mutalisks out most likely after the lair completes. drewbie being a bit brave here, removing his wall off for some reason. I never advise this because counterattacks are just so easy for a Zerg player to do. If drewbie gets out of position, say he's got a wall of siege tanks here in the middle of the map, Machine can just take an alternate route, get a ton of lings inside your base to kill all those poor little working SCVs and mules. I really like to just see at least supply depots here to buy you a few seconds in case of a counterattack. But, you know, drewbie's got a handle on it. He's up to 5 barracks now, 4 right there, 1 up here by the natural. Oh, and Machine is going to start to do something a little bit tricky here. He might actually slip in with these lings and get a lot of SCV kills. I don't see a ton of Marines here for drewbie. Oh, they were hidden off to the right side. That was rather interesting. I don't know what they were doing over there, but it looks like that orbital command number 3, there it is, floating across here, going to land and take the Wimpy expansion again. And again, I am pretty surprised that they're not taking that much stouter expansion over here. drewbie, of course, could just lift off, land there, and if it ever gets in trouble, he can just lift off and be in the main in about 3 seconds. I can understand why Machine is a little bit wary of taking that base as his third, but drewbie definitely doesn't have the same sort of set of excuses. Look at all these lings just hiding, lying in wait for some SCVs to come populate this mineral line. I don't know if he's going to actually get the timing right. He did just see mules drop, I think, so perhaps if he was paying attention right at that moment, he would know that now would be a good time to attack. But a couple of turrets coming up for drewbie. There are 11 Mutalisks in production, so it looks like Machine did get that Spire up with no problem. Centrifugal hooks, Baneling speed, that is, and Overlord speed, both coming along now. +2/+2 weapons and armor coming for drewbie's bio, and that's really all he's got right now is a ton of bio. But look at these Zerglings starting to rip into the SCVs. I don't see any explosions just yet, so drewbie actually didn't kill a single, Machine didn't kill a single SCV there. Totally not worth it. Unlucky for him. Let's just look at the health bars there. He got one very close, down to 1 HP, but still alive. So Machine taking another base way here on the left side of the map. I don't believe drewbie has any idea of this. I'll just go ahead and take drewbie vision for a second. No, he actually hasn't even seen the 3rd, let alone this 4th, which is a full expansion and not one of those little miniature 1 gas setups. Mutalisk coming in for the first time. One is going to die very quickly to these 2 turrets, and another one is going to go down as well. Losing 2 mutas so far, killing a couple of turrets, and probably going to get a handful of SCVs here. There's at least 3 just got killed off, 4 before drewbie actually gets in there with his stimmable Marines and their combat shields. I like that drewbie's going for some medevacs this time around, not so much on the mech play, more focus on those medevacs, getting his bio super powerful. Baneling speed going to be done here soon. It will be hard for drewbie to actually micro against this if Machine does a good job with his Banelings. I know that drewbie actually practices on a map where you just split Marines against Banelings over and over and over. That's the entire game. It's a custom map called Marine Control or something like that, but drewbie plays it every once in a while just so he can practice his splitting, and there are a couple of tricks for splitting your Marines that he's sort of picked up on or found on teamliquid.net. Great resource for any player of any race, so go check out teamliquid.net for your strategy tips. But these mutas coming in here, again, getting chased away by just a couple of turrets and his Marines. Like I said, Terran players have sort of figured out how to battle against those Mutalisks. Look at this, drewbie just finds some Baneling eggs, It is just a gift here for drewbie. He's going to be able to kill several of these banelings. Also moving through the middle of the map right now. Look at all those baneling eggs just dying, and drewbie has a medevac full of marauders that will end up in the main of Machine. I don't doubt it at all. Pathogen glands being researched, and a hive about to finish for Machine, so he is changing it up a little bit, making a lot of lings and banelings, preparing for this huge force of Marines. Let's see what happens as they stem up. They will be able to catch nothing, actually. I thought he might have been able to snag a couple of mutas there, but not the case. Machine is actually going to get a full swarm around these units here in just a moment if drewbie doesn't back up and try and get a nice concave on the high ground here. This is a lot of mutas and speedlings, not too many roaches or banelings, but still. Oh, that drop is going on now, and drewbie gets those marauders in there, stems up, and he does take out the spire. Big hit against Machine. Machine is already building a second spire. I have to believe that this medevac and these marauders are forfeit now, but great little setback there that drewbie just did a drop, killed the spire, and hey, bought himself 100 in-game seconds for Machine to have to rebuild that. And if he built this hive with the intention of getting some broodlords out, then he's going to be set back even further. So now Machine's streaming in here single file. Look at those lings just die. That is quite interesting. drewbie stimming up now, seeing the banelings in the mix. Gonna back up. There's one decent little splash. I saw about 3 Marines die, 4 or 5. But drewbie doing a great job splitting those Marines. I told you he does practice that maneuver quite a lot, and check out how much drewbie still has alive here. 181 supply against 140, and he is on the move. He's not going to waste any time. These Mutalisks do find a couple of medevacs full of units, so that is a huge pickup for Machine. drewbie is going to have to attack with his full force if he's going to get those mutas out of his main, which it looks like they are headed over there to this 4th base right now. It is turning to a planetary fortress, which I think is interesting. Let's see what actually happens here. This is a huge flock of mutas. What is that? 24 mutas against no anti-air right here, so he's going to be able to kill a ton of SCVs and get those turrets down, unable to finish. So drewbie does stem up once again, trying to catch all these mutas. He just bounces over to the natural, kills off all these turrets very quickly, and now he will be able to kill off several SCVs as well. Machine is here with these 0-0 mutas. drewbie does finally have some Marines coming in here now and repairing this turret. Actually, not even repairing the turret. Machine just neglected to kill it and bounced over to those Marines. Marines, such mobile units and so good against Mutalisks with their 2-2 upgrades that Machine's flock is getting thinned out quite quickly. He's down to only 12 now and might lose a few more. drewbie with such great positioning there. Wow. So Machine started that attack with 24 mutas and left with only 8. All he managed to really kill was some SCVs and a few turrets. If we look at the harvester count, Machine is actually way ahead, 18 harvesters ahead, but that means drewbie's extra supply is all in the form of army. He's going to be able to continue doing these drops. Good transfusion coming down on the spine crawler, but drewbie is just going to get out of there, or try to. Unfortunately, probably going to lose everything here to the few remaining Mutalisks that Machine has left. And look at that, the Greater Spire just finished in the production tab. Sorry if you missed it. We've got Infestors being made now, at least one of them, and Corruptors being made now to handle these medevacs. Lots and lots of banelings this time around for Machine. It might be a little hard to dodge them this time around. drewbie trying his best still to pop those banelings before they actually reach his forces. All these medevacs over here escaping and getting all the way back to his bio forces. drewbie has to be happy with that. He's got another drop here in the main. Just 4 Marauders going to be able to take out that baneling nest. Now let's go back here and see if these banelings can actually manage to splash anything, since he won't be able to build any more for quite a while until he gets another nest up. We have 3 Broodlords in production, 20 Zerglings coming along, but drewbie still looking very solid here with this large force of medevacs and Marines. One little baneling does snag a Marine. Not too great of an exchange there for Machine. And now this 5th base of Machine is going to be focused down. He's going to go for the hatch and probably just run out of there, not even going to try to deal with the spine crawlers, or maybe he will stick around for the spine crawlers and lose a couple of Marines. But right now we've got all kinds of chaos going on. It looks like that Greater Spire actually was taken out by just a few Marauders. Machine getting attacked from all angles right now, unable to really deal with this. Another hatch goes down. He's down to only 3. Lost a lot of tech with those drops, and drewbie still with a lot of units over here on the south side as well. Looks like Machine is going to try and rebuild over here, but I think drewbie could basically just drop on the other side of this visibility blocker and kill everything once again. again if he felt like it. He does have 2 very large forces here in the middle of the map, 2 medevacs full of units over here. Spire being rebuilt now, so yes, it was that Greater Spire that he managed to take down with those 4 Marauders, and here we go. drewbie should be able to take out this hatch as well. There's just not enough fighting units here for Machine. He's got 70 Harvesters out of 136 supply total, while drewbie is up at 165 supply. Takes out that Spine Crawler. Will he get the hatch? It looks like he definitely will, but the medevacs are out of juice, so he is going to let these Marines die. He's also attacking again from the front, loading up a handful of units, dropping them here at the natural. Machine just losing so much here on every side of the map. Once you get in this position, it can be very, very, very difficult to actually get back in. You're taking so much economic damage. You've got so much downtime without your extra hatcheries. We see a bunch of Lings and Banelings rolling into this force. drewbie does have them selected, and there we see the Marines start to flee from those remaining forces of Machine, but now that they are safe, these Corruptors have no chance to do any damage, and EG Machine with the good game well played. So drewbie firmly in control of this show match so far, taking a 2-0 lead. Let's go into Game 3 now and see if Machine can claw his way back. He'll need to win 3 in a row if he wants that $50.